Sup gamers, I got fucking Alfredo in me. I'm full of ambiguous cheeses. Still drinking the same shit. This bottle's lasting me forever. I don't know, it just burns. It's sour. So I only take small sips. That's probably good. Because it's full of fucking like taurine. It'll kill me over time. But today is not about that. We kind of fucked up there. That's why this episode is not called To the South or Into the Dwarf Lands. This episode is very specifically called To the West, probably. Unless I fuck up the directions and call it To the East. We are focusing on Karl Franz, the Golden Order. None of you will stand against me because I will simply go to war, kill you, and that'll be that. I'll eat you alive. And that's what I intend on doing, is plowing my way through the, for lack of a better term, through all of the Empire. I'm hoping to get over Bretonia to harass it a little, as I see Bretonia over there to the west, and I would like to knock them down a peg as they've expanded a little bit. And hopefully our what's his name? He's not a great wizard. What is he? The necromancer guy. The great all-powerful whatever the fuck. I'm hoping to go recruit him, make a friend of him, and that should be pretty good for me, at least, you know. Where I make a strong and resounding ally. And then I'm going to push probably in whichever direction we can. It's gonna be a fun little time. I don't know, I had another version of this episode which was like much more highly edited. I don't know what to think about that. I really don't. I'd thought about it. I'd thought about just taking some time, doing some edits, some cuts. It's so difficult to know what you guys would like to see cut and what you guys would like to see, which is why I kind of just include it all right now. But there's probably a time in the future where I'll have to understand what is entertaining and what you guys want to see. Like, that's the main issue. There's also the issue that if I did this episode would be abysmally short. And this was recorded to be sped up. This wasn't recorded to be edited down into nothing. But I think there will be, well, no, not, there will be, there is going to be a day in the future with, like, my Darkhold, or my Grim, what's it called? Whatever that one is. The shoot 'em up game. That one, there's going to be a day where those episodes are edited. There's going to be a day where these are edited. And then the only ones I'm going to have pretty significant issue with is maybe Project Zomboid. I do have ideas to edit that as well. So, who knows? All I know is that for a fact I'm going to release some content I think you guys will enjoy. I'm watching these videos on how to do it on my software, and I'm going to make it much better for you guys. And I think that's a topic that we need to drop soon, because our northern front is going to hold strong, or as strong as it can. And then we'll see about our eastern and western. When I say eastern, I refer to dwarves. Now, I understand in my previous playthrough of this, I played this guy in had to be 2. It had to be 2. And I expanded up into those dwarves instead of across an empire because I didn't really understand that the empire doesn't like me. I thought, well, I'm a count. They're a count. I obviously have a friend here, don't I? I did not. My mistake. We're fine now. And look, Carl Franz is right here. He's about to get his ass kicked. And once we've pushed up that way, we should be, well, we should be in for a world of hurt. That'll open me up to north, south attacks. From the south, from the north, and from the west are all going to be fronts we'll have to worry about. And once we've overextended too far west, we'll also have to worry about attacks from the east within our own territory, whether it's a rebellion or whether it's just, you know, an enemy popping up who is an old familiar face, like a recurring villain. If I had to take a guess now, I've not reviewed the footage for next episode yet, but I remember, I know who that main threat's going to be. It's in my head. I'll tell you guys next episode if I got it right. You guys will hear that in 20 minutes if you're watching this in movie format, which I'm not sure if I'll ever do. But hey, I have all these plans for how to edit videos. I love learning, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that content just as much as this content. It's not something I can be sure about, that's for sure. There's a distinct possibility that you guys would much rather see everything I do, like a Let's Play, but with the voiceover, than some of it. But I do want to take steps to film and produce that cinematic content for you guys. And it won't take away from the amount of videos I put out, probably. What it would take away from is the length of them. Like, instead of being 30 minutes of me, it's going to be 10 or 12 or however long I end up doing it. Now, that's a distinct possibility, but also I'd be putting out content like this in the form of Brotato until we beat Brotato, but then I have Vampire Survivors, which is very similar. And some other all too similar series I'd put out in the same vein. So it wouldn't be a dead genre, just like how my Let's Play isn't dead. If you guys ever ask me to do Let's Play format, like with just voiceover actively while playing again, I'll do that. Like, I know it's not as good of an audio quality, but I'll do it if people want me to. I actually think the Imperium puts it best, as the Imperium of Man is kind of like the Skaven or undead filth you see of Warhammer Fantasy. I know you'd like to say they're the Empire, and they are. They are the Empire of Man. Maybe in their prime, they're like the Empire here, but the Empire here is innovating. They know their history. They haven't lost anything. I like to think of this of the Empire of 40k more like the Skaven, like they're, you know, there's hordes of them. They'll glass you. And you know, I like that analogy, like the Skaven or the vampire counts. You can't say the Tomb Kings, because the Tomb Kings are just the Necrons. Like, I feel like that's an obvious analogy, or I'm stupid. Quite possibly both. On the topic of 40k, I've got D&D tonight. I was calling a player, and we were discussing D&D. It was pretty hilarious, because we were talking Halo in 40k, and I gotta say, we did the math, and we looked up the math that's been done. Spartans can take... I know this isn't a good opinion voice in a Warhammer thing. I love a Space Marine as much as the next guy, okay? A a fucking Spartan can kill the shit out of a Space Marine. I'm sorry, like the armor, everything, the fact they know all the weapons, Space Marines have their different things. And I'm pretty much quoting from another video as we watch this video together. Like, you know, Space Marines will fire over a wall, Space Marines will run in. The Spartan isn't going to have an easy fight, but it can maybe even take 2 or 3 of them. You know, I liked this video because it talked about, like, oh, Warhammer 40k, and Halo, like, if they appeared where Terra is, like, they would possibly be worshipped. They'll align with the Tau or become a Necron one. I personally like the Tau one the most. I did a 40k campaign a while ago where I was like, this was when someone ran for me. I was just like 40 foot tall, 50 foot tall. This was like, don't even ask me the context of this. It was a really convoluted homebrew, like 50k technically. I was like this 50 foot tall, genetically modified Ogren Space Marine who was called a shipbuster. So they had all these augments that put them in chronic pain and had them addicted to drugs. And then they would, but what they could do is they could just go into the vacuum of space and rip open ships. And, you know, that's not a good life. It caused tremendous, you know, damage to their body. And what happened was, eventually, later in the campaign, I betrayed mankind. I joined the Tyranids, and the Tyranids are like, yeah, we're not fucking with that. That's a lot of biomass, but that thing's pretty crazy. And I helped the Tyranids. That was a pretty fucking fun campaign. But I was also, we were talking about the, you know, the Covenant in 40k. Yeah, it would just be another Xenos faction. It would probably join the Tau, and then that'd actually be a pretty formidable threat. What I also thought about was the Flood. I'm sorry, the Flood wipes 40k. Like, everything. Like, the Flood even wipes the Warp. Because, like, the Flood just completely... Like, grave mines are essentially chaos gods just forced into being by the hive mind. And then they would infect other chaos gods. Like, Nurgle would be proud. Like, Nurgle would willingly die to the Flood. The Flood is just an absolutely bonkers thing. It's pretty crazy to think about. And then, what else was I talking about? So, oh yeah, I was wondering, the YouTuber I watched who talked about it, the forums we talked about, never mentioned, like, the warp and stuff, because you don't have to be a psyker to influence the warp, from what I understand. Like, the warp is just belief, which makes me think about this. Like, the UNSC worships Master Chief like he's a god, and they think of him as a god. They think of him as the lucky god, like the lucky Spartan. He's killed gods. They think of, and they probably worship the Christian God. So the question would be, in 40k, would Master Chief ascend to being a demigod? Or would, the Christian God become canonical? That's a strange thought. I don't know, I had an interesting time pondering that this morning. If you guys can't tell, I'm already kinda exhausted. No fault of, your guys. You know, I'm tired as heck. Things kinda run long and they wear me the hell out. But, you know, all is well. We'll keep pushing west. It's the title of the video. What we're working on doing right now is all of our current armies. We're going to try to replace at least our forward operating armies. We're going to try to replace their numbers with what I like to call valued personnel. So, like, the undead I would not like to lose. My crypt guards, my hex wraiths, um, corpse cards, regiments of renown, stuff that you would rather fight a non-auto resolve battle than lose. I think that's probably a pretty good thing to do, because if I do that, then I'm going to fight those battles and stuff. And this episode so far, yeah, we're 15 minutes in. There's been no battle. There's a battle in this episode. You want to know the great fucking thing about this series? There's battles in next episode too. There's more battles in the majority of next episode is battles. That's, you know, that's pretty crazy. And then in like my I'm gonna do like my Changeling campaign next. That has battles. After that, maybe After that, maybe Vampire Ghost. And at least in filming order. I'm not sure what order they'll go up. You want to know the fun thing? That one has battles. We already got better at not auto-resolving everything from last series, because I made that promise to myself even then. Now I'm going to... Next series I do is going to be the Skaven. I'm going to be trying to properly edit footage and, like, cut stuff, and that's going to be my first episode, like, cutting shit, and, you know, not Moors and not the Plague Skaven. What I'm referring to is the Techie Skaven, the ones with the warp bombs, with the nukes. I'm not sure what they're called. That's my next faction, and at least the next faction I'm recording. And that'll be the one I edit, and hopefully that'll go over alright. Should be nice. Oh no, dwarves. Why'd you do that to yourself? You've cursed yourself to death, and not a pleasant one by any stretch of the imagination. Holy shit. Yeah, this is for sure the last video I edit today, unfortunately. I mean, that ain't bad. Even with work, I've got 4 done. I did 2 potatoes before work. And now, like, post-class, post-work, I did 2 more. Or finished up 2 more. That's not too rough at all. I'm pretty proud of that. We're going to keep doing magic with him. He's a spellcaster. There's no point in being a doofus when he has that, like, winds of magic or whatever. Just those insane spells I can cast. This red, dwarf faction, they spook me just a little. Like, they're to our east. They're at war with, like, with the orcs. I think orcs have pretty overwhelming numbers because of wogs. So I would be supposedly safe in the assumption that I could simply take a step back and let them fight it out. The orcs would come out on top, and we, let's say it's rock, paper, scissors. We are stronger than orcs. We're pretty good at fighting orcs, but we're not pretty good at fighting dwarves. That's for sure. So, I don't know. Something I gotta think about. And we're trying to ally pretty strongly with our Skaven friend here. Yeah, Burrow's Legion is okay. Now, I'm glad about that. And the Skaven here is pushing on these dwarves, which is nice. But, I would like to say my point still stands. We do not wish to currently push against these dwarves, but there is an advantage in what we're currently doing. I do want to take this area from out under the dwarves. We probably didn't make too smart of a move there, but as long as we keep pushing our advantage, we should be alright. There's no real issue. Look at that. We're doing great. I'll raise some more undead. I mean, you didn't have any good undead to begin with, so what's the issue? And we made the right choice in picking a fight with these dwarves instead of the other ones, but we do have a current conflict with Reichland. I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue, though. I think he's about to try to go to war with us, and I do have to warn you guys, unfortunately, and this isn't like humor or anything. The little end of this video, this fight, I think either got corrupted or I'd edited it or I'd ended my footage or something, or footage had rolled over. I'm almost certain that when you guys will next see me will be after this fight, and that will be next episode, so you guys will not see any sort of conclusion to this. And we're pretty far into the video, so I'm gonna do the outro while I'm pretty sure we're gonna do the classic. Y'all know me. We're gonna get these 3 in there. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day wherever you're watching this. Hope you guys come back for more. If not, I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope to see you guys again next time. If not, that's alright. And yeah, I'm glad that I have the opportunity for all of you to watch this, to hear me say this. That means the world to me. The fact I can have people who are interested in what I put out there means the world to me. Thank you guys for indulging me, for spending time on my hobby, and, you know, showing me support and care that I couldn't even possibly, like, ask for. It's so stinking crazy to me, and it's so freaking meaningful that it's just insane to me. So thank you guys. Positive affirmations as always. Your time is so meaningful to me, and I thank you guys for your patience and, you know, what I've been able to make for you guys. So thank you.